Hey, it's Adam Platt, and welcome to Unleash Your Greatness. Today, we're going to be talking about how to change your mindset. So I'm going to cue up the intro, and we're going to get right into it. All right, today we're going to be talking about how to change your mindset. And mindset is such a powerful thing to our success, to our achievement. And so I really feel it's super critical that we understand mindset and how we can shift that mindset, because it really is like so much of our success. Tony Robbins says it's 80% of our success is in our mindset, our physiology, or our psychology, excuse me. And the other 20% is execution and strategy. But we have to have the right mindset in order to be successful, to achieve, to be just have more joy and happiness in our lives. So I really want to focus today on mindset. And I want to talk about the three main types of mindset that are out there, because I've kind of done so much research on this, and I've broken it up into three basic mindsets. And the first one is victim mindset. That mindset is the person who is like, hey, it's everybody else's fault. It's because of my boss that I don't have a raise. It's because of this, it's that. It's everybody else's fault. And woe is me, poor me, boo-hoo, right? That's the victim mindset. I'm this poor, picked on person, and I can't be where I want to be in my life because everybody else is keeping me down. The man is keeping me down, right? That's the victim mindset. The next mindset is the survivor mindset. And what that mindset looks like is they're the Eeyores of the world. They're the people who, when you ask how they're doing, they're like, I'm okay, I'm fine, right? And they just go through every day just the same. They're in a rut, they're stuck, they aren't necessarily like, the world sucks, everybody hates me. But they're in this like, I get up, I do my thing, I go to work, I come home and I watch TV, right? Like it's just, they're not excited. There's no vibrancy in their life. It's just there, right? So that's the survivor mindset. And the last mindset is the hero mindset. And what that mindset looks like is they're the person who's like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to crush my day. I'm going to make things happen. I'm going to tackle the big bad guy, the thing that's stopping me from being happy. I'm going to change the world, right? That's the hero mindset. That's the mindset we want to be in as much as possible. Now, keep in mind that there's times where we all shift back and forth between the different mindsets, and there's different various degrees of those mindsets. But I can guarantee, if you talk to anybody, you can find out that they're in one of those three mindsets in some degree, right? They're either in victim mindset, survivor mindset, or they're in hero mindset, and they're like, man, I'm going to go out and crush it. So hero mindset is just like the superheroes, right? The Marvel or the DC comics, they are not perfect, okay? You don't need to be perfect. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect. That doesn't mean you don't have lows. That doesn't mean you have things that are hard in your life, but they still get up. They still do the work. They still go after their dreams, their goals, or they stop the bad guy from doing the bad thing, right? That's the hero mindset. They have their weaknesses. They still have things or issues or problems in their life, right? Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all the superheroes, Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor, all these guys, right? You go and you watch the movies. I love the Marvel movies. DC, I think they have a little work there personally in the DC movies. But the Marvel movies or DC, you look at those characters and they have their issues, right? But they still do what needs to be done. They get the work done. They know that they have a purpose, that they have a mission, that they have something to live for. And so they get up every day when they've been beat down, they get up and they do it. So the key here is, how do we go from victim or survivor to hero mindset? And this is what I want to talk about today. I basically want to explain three really simple key things that we can do, anybody can do anytime, to shift our mindset. So the first thing that we need to talk about is perspective. And the best way to change our perspective and shift our mindset is with gratitude. I know we hear this, it's so out there all the time, but it really is such a powerful way to really change our mindset, is to have gratitude. And that what happens is when you have gratitude for the things that you have around you, the things that when you can list off things that you're grateful for, it opens your perspective. Lots of times people who are in survivor or victim mindset, they have blinders on like a horse, right? Like they can only see what's right in front of them. And usually that's the hardship. That's usually the thing they're struggling with. That's the thing that is tough, right? And when we have gratitude and you're like, you know what? I have a bed to sleep in. I have a house. I have warmth. I have food. I have a life. Like I can move and walk. And there's people out there that don't have that. And but even those people can find something. They're alive. We're alive. Like that's something to be grateful for. And when you can change that perspective with gratitude, then when your mindset shifts from victim mode, from survivor mode, and being like, you know what? Yes, this is hard. Yes, this sucks. Now I'm going to move into hero mode, and I'm going to get up, and I'm going to go and figure out a way to get past this, right? So that is how we can shift. The first way, shifting our perspective with gratitude, being grateful for what we have. Now, being grateful for what we have doesn't mean that we don't want more, that we want better, that we want to get past this thing that is hard in our life. It just means we're grateful for what we do have. And it allows us to understand that, there's people out there that have it worse than me. There's people to do, right? Whatever the hardship is. And I understand that sometimes it's hard to see it, especially when things are really, really hard, when maybe someone's passed away, a loved one, or when, you're struggling with financial issues or relationship issues. Be grateful though, because even if someone's passed away, you can be grateful for the time you had with them. You can remember the memories of that person, and you can be happy that they were in your life. You can always find something to be grateful for. You're struggling with your marriage, your relationships. Be grateful that you have relationships. There's people out there who don't have very many. If you're struggling financially, be grateful that you have anything. Food or warmth or shelter or clothes or anything. Or again, just your life. Because there are people out there that have very little, and we can be grateful for what we do have. And that changes our perspective. So that's number one, perspective. Use gratitude to shift your perspective on life. Next one is love yourself. Simple, super simple. Just love yourself. And most people who are in victim or survivor mindset, they have a lack of love for themselves, right? And sometimes that does come back to gratitude again. They're not grateful, or they've lost sight of what they have in their life. So if we can be grateful and we can love ourselves, I know that in my life when I've been in all of these mindsets, right? I've been in victim mindset. There was a very deep, dark time in my life where I was depressed. I was sad. I was blamed everybody in the world for where I was in my life. I was in victim mindset. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that I didn't love myself. I didn't connect with myself. And I needed to work on myself. And when I worked on myself and I found out why I didn't love myself, what I needed to change to love myself, everything changed. Everything shifted for me. And that's why most people are in victim or survivor mindset, is because there's something, they're not congruent with themselves. They feel like something's off. There's work inside that needs to be done. So you need to dig deep and see what that is. And if you need to get a coach or a mentor or a therapist or something to help you figure that out, then please do it. Because being stuck in victim or survivor mindset because you just don't have that self-love for yourself it's really sad, and it's really hard. And eventually, if you're anything like I was at that time, you become suicidal. And you lose the clarity that you want to live anymore. And that's where I was. I was suicidal. I almost took my life. And It was a really hard time in my life. And luckily, I had an experience that brought me out of that. But when we can really figure out and dig deep and work on ourselves, we can figure out why we don't love each other, then, or love ourselves, then we can have love from other people. We can accept that love and we can love in return. So love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, figure out why. Get some help if you need it, but love yourself. Figure out, do the work, dig deep, do the self work, do the self help, do the self improvement type stuff. And there's lots of tools out there. You can Google it. You can go to my website, arise2connect.com. We have tools, we have things that can help you, but do the work. Love yourself. So that's number 2, love yourself. Number 3 is stop worrying what other people think of you. We get so caught up in being worried what other people think, what other people are going to say. Look, here's the fact. Most people are more worried about themselves than they're worried about you. Okay. But we spend so much time worrying about what other people think, what our neighbors think, what our classmates think, what our coworkers think, what people on the internet are going to think, right? I'm making this video. There'll probably be people to be like, this sucks, right? This guy looks like a idiot, or look at that silly haircut or whatever, right? He's got a dorky smile. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm still doing it. Why? Because I'm sharing my message and I'm putting myself out there. And there's always going to be people who don't resonate with me. That's cool. I get it. And those people aren't my audience. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking, yeah, I worry way too much about what people think, then this message is for you. If you worry what your parents think, if you worry about what your spouse thinks. Now, there's always some level where we want to be accepted. We want to be validated from others. That's okay. That's okay. And we should have people in our life that will do that for us. Our spouse, those types of people. But if we want to change who we are to be accepted by other people because we're worried about what we think, even if it is your spouse, even if it is your parents, there's a problem there. We need to stop worrying about what other people think, and we need to live our life the way we want to live it on our terms, okay? Again, Tony Robbins, I love Tony Robbins. He's got so many amazing things, but he says that this life happens for you, not to you. And I truly believe that. I believe that this life happens for us, and we can choose what we make of it. Okay? It doesn't happen to us. It doesn't force us to be somebody we're not. It happens for us, and we can choose. So today, those are the 3 top things I would say that you need to do to go from either victim or survivor mindset to hero mindset. Because if you look at the heroes, and this is like a hero's journey, anybody, you can do this through any show, any book, any hero out there. They are grateful for what they have. They know their purpose. They love themselves, not on a superficial, arrogant way, but they love themselves. They know what they want, okay? And they have faults. And they don't worry what other people think. They do what they know they need to be doing. They do what they know is right. They do what they know is their purpose and their mission in life. And so stop worrying what other people think. Stop living your life on somebody else's agenda or what they're going to tell you you need to do, okay? There's all these, I just had an interview today that I did with somebody who they talked about that there's all these social norms that we feel like we have to follow. You go to school, you graduate from school, you go to college, you get a job, and all these things. If that's not for you, it's not for you. There's other ways to make a living. There's other ways to be happy. There's other ways to find your life, fill your life full of vibrancy and happiness and joy. And it comes down to loving yourself. Have gratitude, change your perspective with gratitude, and shift your mindset from the victim, survivor mindsets to the hero mindset. And then go out there and make a difference in your world, because that's really what it's all about. We can make a difference in our world when we go out and we choose to live the hero mindset. You can see it again in any hero, any movie where there's a hero. Star Wars. I'm a big geek, so I those are the ones that resonate with me. Star Wars, Marvel, DC, those types of shows. There and the shows that don't have that aspect are the shows that we don't really love. You don't hear much about because the hero isn't deep enough. And so the heroes who really make a difference have the hero mindset are the ones that have perspective, that love themselves for who they are, even despite their faults, even despite their things that hold them back or stop them at times that they can push through, right? Superman gets stabbed with some kryptonite or something. He still gets up and fights. He still does the job, right? So he fights through all those. Luke gets his arm cut off. He still fights. He still defeats Darth Vader. He fights the Emperor. He saves his friends, right? He knows what he needs to do. Any hero knows that. So love yourself and then stop worrying what other people think. Go out there and be you. Be amazing. And that's what I've got for you today. I hope that serves you, that you can go out and shift your mindset. If you are stuck again in victim mode, victim mindset, or survivor mindset, let's get you to hero mindset. And if you need help in that regard, reach out, get a coach, whether that's me or someone else. Get a coach, get a mentor, get a therapist. If there's something really deep that you need to get out of there and you need to work on, get somebody to help you. And don't stay stuck in those places, because when you're stuck, you become stagnant. It's like water. When it stays in one spot and doesn't flow, it becomes stagnant and it doesn't serve anybody. It grows bacteria, it gets gross, it's disgusting. We don't want to be there. I don't want you to be there. Go out there, live your life amazing, be awesome. Start to unleash the greatness within yourself and have an amazing day. That's what I've got for you today, and I will see you later.